Long ago in Egypt, a new Pharaoh rose to power. He did not know Joseph, nor the good that the Hebrews had brought to Egypt. Instead, he looked upon the people of Israel and saw that they were growing strong and numerous. Fear filled his heart. What if they rise against us, he thought. So Pharaoh enslaved the Hebrews, forcing them into hard labor. Day after day they carried bricks, built cities, and toiled under the burning sun while Egyptian taskmasters shouted. Yet the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied, and Pharaoh's fear only grew. Then Pharaoh devised a dark plan. He summoned the Hebrew midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, and ordered them to kill every baby boy born among the Hebrews. But the midwives feared God more than the king. They refused, protecting the children and defying Pharaoh's cruel command. When he confronted them, they stood firm. Enraged, Pharaoh commanded all his people, "Every Hebrew son must be thrown into the Nile." The land was filled with cries of sorrow, and every Hebrew home trembled under this decree. Yet in the midst of fear, hope was born. A Levite couple, Amram and Jochebed, welcomed a son. They saw that he was beautiful, a child chosen by God. For 3 months they hid him, guarding his fragile life. But as the child grew, hiding him became impossible. With trembling hands and steadfast faith, Jochebed prepared a basket of reeds, sealing it with tar and pitch. She placed her baby inside, her heart heavy, but trusting God to protect him. At the riverbank, she set the basket upon the waters of the Nile. Nearby, little Miriam, the baby's sister, hid among the reeds, keeping watch with wide, anxious eyes. Soon, Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river. She saw the basket and had it brought to her. When she opened it, a child was crying. Her heart was moved with compassion. "This is one of the Hebrew children," she whispered, cradling him gently. Then Miriam stepped forward with courage.
"Princess, shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?"
The princess agreed, and so, by God's mercy, the baby's own mother was chosen to raise him. In time, the child grew, and Jochebed brought him to Pharaoh's daughter. She named him Moses, saying, "Because I drew him out of the water."
Moses grew in wisdom and strength. He studied the knowledge of Egypt, yet his heart never forgot his people. One day, when he was 40 years old, he went out and saw the suffering of the Hebrews. He watched their burdens, their cries, and the cruelty of their oppressors.
He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Anger rose within him. Looking around and seeing no one, Moses struck the Egyptian and hid his body in the sand. But the deed did not remain hidden. The next day, Moses saw 2 Hebrews fighting. He tried to stop them, but one said,
"Do you want to kill me like you killed the Egyptian?"
When Pharaoh heard of it, he sought to kill Moses. So Moses fled, leaving Egypt behind. Through desert winds and scorching heat, he journeyed into the wilderness. At last he came to the land of Midian, and sat down by a well, weary and alone. Soon the daughters of Reuel came to draw water, but rough shepherds drove them away. Moses rose to defend them. He drove the shepherds off and drew water for the young women's flock. His strength and kindness surprised them. When they returned home early, their father, Reuel, welcomed Moses. He invited him to stay, and Moses accepted. In time, Moses married Zipporah, Reuel's daughter. She bore him a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, "I have been a stranger in a foreign land." And so began a new chapter in Moses' life. The one who had been drawn out of the water was now being prepared for God's greater purpose.